Hello my dear friends, I'm Stanislav Shamaev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today we're going to be discussing EB-1A visa for entrepreneurs and what it means to actually be a talented person in the business. At the end of this video, you will learn how to get a free evaluation of your case. Let's go! You guys know the drill. Smash that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not, because I noticed that only 60% of you subscribe to the videos that you're watching. Don't miss out, subscribe to my channel to learn more about business, investment, and talent immigration to the US. Sometimes you guys ask me at my streams, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, Stanislav, look, I'm a businessman, I'm making decent money, but I have nothing special, so probably I do not qualify for EB-1A, a talented person in business, so I'm not even gonna try. Yes, that's the impression you will get if you read the law. If you go to USCIS website, you start reading the law and you'll be like, oh my God, this is just not gonna work. I don't blame you, because without special knowledge, without deep understanding what exactly it means to be an extraordinary person in business. So let's talk about it. And let's first talk about how the law sees you as a talented person. First of all, you have to be recognized in your field. Basically, it means that you have to have an acclaim, a sustained acclaim, a sustained achievement and recognition in your field. What is a talent from the point of view of the law? This is not a fiction. Okay, I'm a talented person, so let's be recognized. No, a talent from the point of view of the law means that you have to satisfy at least 3 criteria out of the 10. And of course, if you guys watch me, if you follow me on my YouTube, on my Instagram, you know that everyone but people talented in art get only 8 criteria. 8 criteria for everybody and 10 criteria for art people, okay? So if you're in art, you have 2 extra criteria to satisfy, and that means a lot. Each one criterion is very, very important. If you are in business, you get to satisfy 3 criteria out of the 8. So let's talk about it. First of all, I want you to satisfy the critical or leading role in a company that has a distinguished reputation. Let's break it down. This criterion has 2 components. Number 1, there is a company. It could be your company, it could be somebody else's company. It's not necessarily your business and you're making $1 million. I just had a client, he got a green card, and when I spoke with him on Zoom with interview just about his impression, about work with my team, how his case was developing and stuff like that, he said, Stanislav, you know, I went to another attorney before, and that attorney said, what is your name? Ah, okay, so, you know, I never heard about you. You're not an owner of Wildberries, and for you to understand, Wildberries is like Etsy in the US, right? It's really huge. So, you know, EB-1A is not for you. So imagine there are attorneys out there that think just like some of you guys who have no idea what's going on. So this is really sad. Working with me and following my strategy, working with my team, within 6 months, we got an approval for this guy in the category of business. This is crucial to understand that the talent is not like your name that you really easily Googled and like, oh my God, this person is so famous. No, it's not about that. It's about the criteria. So if you work in somebody's company or your company and you either do some important function in that company, which plays a huge role for that company or for the department of this company, or you're a top manager in the company, you could satisfy the first criteria. And that is a critical or leading role in a company with a distinguished reputation. So once we know that you play that role in the company, the second prong, the second component is I need to know if that company itself is recognized in industry. How do we know it's recognized? Well, the company may have awards, the company may have certificates, the company may have thank you letters from other companies or from the government or from famous people. The press could cover the company. The company could organize the events. The company could sponsor the events. The company could participate in charitable events. The more we have for that company, the better the chances that company could be distinguished. Okay? And distinguished means the high reputation. And it's important to understand that you can build up that reputation of the company as much as you can build up your case for EB1A. There's nothing impossible when you really want and when you're really motivated to get the green card to the US. So this is criterion number 1. Criterion number 2 is your salary or your other income or bonuses or other significant remuneration. That basically means that you have a certain position in the company where you work. And that also means that you must have the salary that is much higher than similar salaries of the similar professions. So let's say you are director of marketing in the company. So your salary is $2,000 in your country, in your city. And mind that we have to look geographically where you're located to compare your salary to the similar professions, okay? We don't have to look in the US. We don't have to look in your country overall. We have to look geographically, and there is a case law about that. So if you get an RFE with the immigration office like, well, look at the salaries of your profession in New York. They like 20 times as much. Well, you can't compare the talented person from one country to another. This is nonsense. Besides, it's an illegal requirement, okay? Because there's a case law that says the other way around. Look at the average salary of the professional of your extent and see how your salary is bigger. I would love it to be at least 2 to 3 times as much. However, the case law says 20 to 30% is good enough, but I think that 2 to 3 times is much better. What else could it be? Also, the consulting agreements. If other companies hire you to consult them and they pay you much more than a regular consultant in the similar field is getting paid, we can prove the high salary by comparison. When we go by business category in EB1A, I want to see that you make money. At least we need to claim that. And you hear me say that it's really illogical to file for EB1A for a business person without backing it up with money. But counterintuitive to what I was saying, we just got an approval in the business category for a person where we did not claim the salary. It's possible as long as you have other criteria met. That's why each criterion is so important. So let's move on. The press about you should be in the major newspapers, websites, news outlets, or professional financial economic business medium. Get the press right about you. And usually when you have interesting projects, you can approach the journalists from those newspapers, magazines, journals, websites, and most of the time they're online, okay? When I say newspaper, don't imagine like this guy in the metro and the subway reading the paper newspaper. No, we still get that sometimes, but it's so rare. So most of it is gonna be published online. And I want that to be either major, so big press, so entire country reads it, or professional, meaning that only business people, people from finance sector, from economy sector, from trading, whatever. Cryptocurrency. We, by the way, guys, got an approval for cryptocurrency analyst. I think this is the first approval in the States for this kind of petition. Very hard case, a lot of creative arguments. I want at least 4 articles about you. And if you can't, if they reject you, if you approach those journalists and say, look, we don't have time, we're busy, this and that, Well, go to PR agencies. We work with PR agencies so they could help our clients to approach those journalists. Some people may say, well, it's like gray area. There's nothing gray if it's true. What the journalist then agreed to and what he wrote about is true. There is no imaginary things there. There's nothing wrong about it. Don't be shy to go to PR agencies and work with them so they can help you to approach the journalists and newspapers and websites to publish materials about you. Number 4, your own publications. And for the purpose of EB1A visa in business for entrepreneurs, I want you to publish the scientific articles, okay, the academic articles. And you would say, well, Stanislav, it sounds really daunting, really hard, because I've never done it and I have no experience, I don't know how to approach it. Well, where there is a will, there is a way. I heard that a lot, but a lot of people who then moved on with the cases still got it done. All right, so I want at least 4 publications, and don't be confused that I will ask you for citations for those publications. There is no requirement for that. The only way I will ask you for citations if you want to use your publication in the criterion of contribution in the field. If we just want to satisfy the publications of academic or scientific nature, then we don't need any citation. If there are, it's good. If there are not, no problem, we'll take it. And again, you don't have to be the only author, you could be co-author. And I think this is a great way to approach this criterion and get it satisfied. Awards is probably hard, because awards not only require to be nationally recognized or internationally recognized, but also you actually need to participate and win or take a prize. So the second or the third prize will count also. That will take a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and most of the time, if you don't have the awards or prizes, then probably it's going to be real hard for you to get it. Sometimes we still get people doing this, and again, if you want it, you'll get it, all right? I think it's much easier with judging the work of others. Again, you can work with the PR agencies because they can help you out to find those events and show your expertise to the organizers so they get interested in you. I think it's more likely that you'll get judging the work of others rather than getting the prizes or awards. But for the green card, I need either or both. So make sure you bring me either prize or award, or at least one event where you were a juror or a judge and you participated in an event where you assessed the work of your peers, of other people similarly situated in the field. All right, this is very important. Further, your contribution to the field. And a lot of times, this is a very confusing criterion for my clients because it's not always clear if the contribution was original, meaning that you were the first one to approach it that way. And also it's not always clear whether it's significant. It needs to be used in the industry. That's one way to prove it. You cannot satisfy this criterion if you did something big for your company, some patent, some invention, some innovation, some technology, but it never went beyond your company. This could be a critical role. But if the industry is not using or not trying to copy your invention, your approach, your methodology, your patent, or whatever that is, all right? If they're not trying to purchase it, if they're not using it, it's really hard to prove this criterion. What are the basic ways to satisfy this criterion? Well, write a book. I wrote a book last year and now it's being released. I know it's hard, but I know it's possible. So write a book about your industry, describe your methodology, describe your approach, describe the insights, your projects, your experience, and make this book for the professionals like you. All right? Don't make it for the consumers. It's not gonna work. Make it for the people like you. Also, if you are in the academic field, if you're a business person with a higher advanced degree education, well, dissertation can do it too, because dissertation is always original and it always discusses some problem in the field. So write a dissertation, or like I said before, have your scientific publication cited by others. How many citations will I need for the contribution to the field? Well, at least 30, but anything above 100 is a good deal. Of course, there are other ways. If you have your courses, if you consulted people who achieved big things in the industry, maybe you speak at conferences and things like that. And by the way, speaking at the conferences where your work has been published could be counted as an award. All right, that's more for you guys who's more in the STEM industry than in business. But I know that a lot of you in business, you guys have advanced degree, which qualify you for these type of things. So don't miss out on those opportunities. And of course, don't forget the professional associations. I'll tell you the secret that professional association is very hard to satisfy unless there is like an expert committee or distinguished membership in those associations. If you get that, that's going to be much better for your case. So you guys see now that the extraordinarity has the measurement, and that measurement is the criteria that you need to satisfy. So bring me at least 3 and we can start. The average petition is 5 to 7 criteria, and we do that because 1 or 2 may not be admitted, may not be accepted, because there is a lot of subjectivity here. So we give them a lot, so they have less chances to deny us, give us requests for evidence, because we want to make sure we bring you the result. So guys, if you think that you heard something that you like, that you have something in your career that match what I've said, or you see the potential, you can get a free evaluation of your case from me. How to do it? Go down below this video and find the link, a free evaluation of a talent visa. Click that link and fill out the form, the questionnaire that I prepared for you. And within 48 hours, I will get back to you and tell you if you have the potential in your case, if it makes sense to move forward. And then if I see that, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning. And by the way, guys, don't forget to like my videos. All right, this is really important that you like them, that YouTube algorithms spread the video. So like it, comment, ask the questions. Of course, subscribe if you have not. And also follow me on TikTok and on Instagram, because we post a lot of original content over there. I am Stanislav Shamaev, the lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.